Hi everyone, it's Coach Bina Kavalam and I am super excited. I'm in my new digs, yay! All set up, I'm really excited, and so I wanted to shoot you a quick video about some of the 5 competitive strategies to keep you competitive in business school this fall. So here are some of the steps that you should take in the next 10 days to keep you competitive. The first and foremost thing is you want to debrief from your summer. Not a lot of people do this, but it's so critically important. You got to figure out, okay, I did some great work over the summer. I hustled, I did some work, or maybe I didn't hustle enough. And you got to think about what happened. Maybe you got an internship offer and you're just kind of looking for other additional ones. Or maybe you didn't get any offers and you got to think about why. What was holding me back? If I look truly and deeply inside and I'm completely honest with myself, maybe I could have done more corporate research, or I could have practiced my casing more, or I could have done my market sizing, prepping that. There are a lot of things that you can look back, and it's a really important aspect of being a professional, a high value professional, somebody who can look back and say, yeah, I probably should have done this. So I want to encourage you to look back at your summer and think about what could have been improved. What did you do great? Because you always want to do balanced feedback, even with yourself, right? What did I do well? And what are 1 or 2 things that I could have improved on to help you set your strategy for the fall? The next thing is you want to make sure you get an interview buddy. Now, this is for folks who are in business school right now, and also folks who are in full-time. Some of my alums, right, who are in your full-time offers. I strongly encourage you to get an interview buddy ASAP. Somebody who's going to keep you accountable, and specifically for your business school folks, you're going to need it. Okay, you want somebody who you can talk to and talk through some of these issues. When I was in business school, I had one of my core group members who was my buddy, and he and I lived not too far from each other. So we picked a central location, which ended up being Fairleigh Dickinson Community College, and we would sneak into one of the rooms there, and just sneak in and use our place, in the classrooms, and we would interview each other in the classroom there. And the reason that was really important was because it was not in a coffee shop, so we felt like it was a little bit more serious. And then we also didn't have that distraction of the noise. It was a quiet place where we both could talk and interview each other. And the structure was we had a 90-minute session. He would interview me for 30 minutes. We'd have 15 minutes of debrief, and then I would interview him for 30 minutes. And then we would have 15 minutes of debrief and vice versa. Okay, so it really is important to have a structure and to be serious and be the one who's going to bring it back and be serious, because you're just going to want to hang out with your friends. Have a structure and do the interview prep. I would encourage you to set up time each week until you both get jobs and you guys are about to sign the offer, okay? At least an hour and a half to 2 hours per week. Setting that time up is really important. Third, you're going to want to make sure you join your graduate marketing association and your management consulting association and your HR club and your tech club. Whatever your thing is, make sure you join that specialties club. And then as soon as you join, you're going to want to make sure you ask, can I have the casing book? Or can I have your interview prep guide? That is going to be the first thing you're going to ask for, because that's what you're going to use. And if your school, for some reason, does not offer this, I want you to leverage your MLT network to find out, to talk to other people, and to get that guide for yourself. Really important, because that's just going to help you. Leverage this networking group as well as much as possible. The fourth, you're going to want to sign up for MLT's Virtual Super Day. It's virtual. You don't have to fly anywhere. It's easy. All you got to do is just sign up. It's free for you guys, since you all are MLTers. If you've got friends, I think it's a minimal fee, less than $100. I think it's $50 or so with some charge here and there. Just sign up. Really important. And I encourage you to sign up, because here's the thing. You can just go to class in the morning, get your interview done, and then and you've got another interview done off of your books. It's really important to stack these up. And I know some of you are like, well, that's not my ideal company. I would strongly encourage you to think about interviewing with some of these companies, even if you're not exactly sure this is, your cup of tea. You might be surprised after you do the research that, that's a really interesting company. For me, that's exactly what happened with Bayer. I was not even really looking at Bayer. It wasn't in my skill set. It wasn't in my wheelhouse. All right. But there was some interview opportunities, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to apply for it. I qualify for it. I have so some of the background that they're looking for, let me apply. And then through the interview process, I got to know more and more, and my eyes were open to it. So I strongly encourage you to think through that and to apply and go through MLT's Virtual Super Day on October 6th. It's a Friday. Okay, so hopefully some of you don't have classes on Friday. I don't know if that works for most schedules, but if you do, that might be helpful as well. You want to make sure number 5 is make sure your templates are in place, your template and processes. Now, if you remember back to CTLS and when I gave that big presentation and I talked about here are the templates that you need to have, okay? Just a refresher, right? It's your resume, your cover letter, your thank you notes, your informational interview ask, okay, email. Those are some of the templates that you want to have, and then you want to have your big spreadsheet to track everything. Some people still ask, and in my office I have a big sheet because I do this for my work. I have a big sheet, a big tracker, and when I was in business school, my sister would come in and she would see this big tracker that I would have literally on a big piece of paper, and I would have my whole list out, and I ultimately just moved that into a spreadsheet. But she came in and she's like, you have a war room set up. And I did. I had my phone set up, I had my list of contacts, I had everything set up, and it was like easy for me to see. I want you to get into the mindset of setting up like a war room for yourself. And I mean, don't take the negative war connotation, but set yourself up that this is a initiative. This is something that you've got to really work hard for. Okay, so set it up that way. Make sure you're continually hustling till you get that offer to GTO. Okay, really important. You don't want to let your foot off that accelerator this summer, because what's happening is your edge is quickly dwindling. As people have come back to campus, you are now losing that edge because they're all getting up to speed very quickly. You got all that work that you did from like the spring through the summer, right? You've only got about 4 to 6 weeks, I would say, before people catch up. And you've got to, if you just continue status quo, in 6 weeks, all that work will be your competitive advantage will be gone. Build your competitive advantage. Keep hustling. I know you're exhausted. You're like, wait, Bina, I've got so much to do at business school. Keep hustling. It's important. Okay, final last thing, I'm going to make this last plug is for a Wednesday. So for tomorrow, on Thursday, there is a bonus webinar from Walmart. Now, I know you're thinking, Walmart, I don't know if that's really sexy brand stuff. Well, I took a second look at Walmart, and wow, there are some really cool things that Walmart is doing. So if you are kind of, I say do like I did and take a second look and at least attend the webinar to get an open eye. I was very surprised with not only how open they are to diversity, but secondly, also how cool some of the things that they're doing. The scope of work that, ABMs get to work on, just because it's Walmart and so big the budgets are. I mean, we're not talking about, when you're talking about doing a campaign, you're not just talking a campaign for 5 to 10 stores. No, you're talking for 5 to 10,000 stores. Okay, you're talking about the impact, okay, is a lot bigger with Walmart. And your budgets are in the billions rather than in the millions. And I really encourage you to think about and give Walmart a second chance. And it's only, it's tomorrow. The webinar is tomorrow, Thursday, September 7th at 7 p.m. Okay, all the details have been sent out to you guys. Sign up. I'm going to include some in this email as well, but make sure you sign up. I'll be on the call, and so will a whole bunch of other folks. And I encourage you to attend live because they're going to have some folks who have done the internship, and you're going to hear about the scope of what they've got to do, and some of the other cool things that they have. So, personal plea: go to Walmart and actually. You can go to Walmart, but go to this Walmart's webinar, okay? Really important. Okay, I know this has been a little bit longer than my videos normally, but I just wanted to give you a couple things. And one more thing, I will be at National Black MBA, the conference on the 28th of September. So if you're there and you want some coaching with me, definitely set up time. Details are below.